Today's new indictment comes after the DOJ failed to prosecute Comey last year. A judge dismissed that case, finding the department unlawfully appointed the Trump hack hired to bring charges against Comey. And here we are again.
You know, I think the timing around James Comey's indictment again today, this retribution machine, is very interesting. We're asking a lot of key questions about what happened this past weekend, the security failures, the White House just asking us to move on with their narrative. Carol Leonnig actually got us some answers today about what happened on Saturday, what was really going down. We're going to talk to Carol Leonnig in a little bit. We're going to ask about James Comey, but we're not going to get off the other story. The administration owes us some answers. And this is just... Look, I don't have any love lost for James. Look, I'm on the side of Martha Stewart and Hillary Clinton when it comes to James Comey, but regardless if you like him or not, this is unacceptable. It's not just about James Comey, it's about all of us.
So we're not going to undo that past, and I agree with you on that front. You know, that a lot of questions there, but this present says a lot about where this administration wants to take us as a country, where without any basis for legal, facts and evidence to go after someone like James Comey should tell us all about where we are. I'm really interested in talking to Carol. I really don't give a damn about this piece of it because James is going to be okay. Because when this gets in front of a judge, if it ever gets in front of a judge or jury, it will be summarily, I think, thrown out.
He will be okay, but it will take time. It will take money.
Yep.
Let's bring into our conversation MS Now senior investigative correspondent Carol Leonnig and MS Now national security and intelligence analyst Michael Feinberg. He is a former assistant special agent in charge at the FBI.
Well, let's first start with James Comey, okay? I think that retribution does not require universal agreement. I think retribution just requires a little bit of acceptance from a few people. My concern about the normalization of this is that there are some people out there in this country that believe James Comey got what was coming to him. And those people are going to justify these actions today, and if it's okay for James Comey, then it's okay for a congressperson so-and-so. Then it's okay for journalist X, Y, and Z. Then it's okay for regular citizen Z. This is a very slippery slope.
Yeah, and I'm oftentimes very skeptical of slippery slope arguments, except what we've seen in the barely year and a half that this administration has been in power is that they're not going to stop. And it doesn't matter how many times they fail. It doesn't matter how many indictments they don't get. It doesn't matter how many trials they lose. It doesn't matter how many complaints get thrown out. They're not interested in the service of justice. They are interested in appeasing an audience of one who sits at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Simone referenced, Carol, the sort of timing as it relates to what happened this weekend at the White House Correspondents' Center. I also think there's the timing of Todd Blanche's audition to be Attorney General. And there was some reporting in the Times from Friday that I think is especially interesting in this moment. From that reporting, in a previously unreported incident, Mr. Blanche cautioned senior administration officials against immediately ordering the arrest of Mr. Comey after he posted a formation of seashells that Trump supporters claimed was an incitement of violence against the president, urging them to allow an investigation of the episode to proceed, according to two people familiar with the situation. And he's gotten blowback from MAGA for the fact that he was seen in that moment as not being sufficiently loyal. How much of this is Todd Blanche proving he can be the AG that Donald Trump wants?
Well, how convenient for me that you would ask that question, because I was on the phone with some sources who said that Blanche has been telling many of his senior aides inside the Department of Justice that he is not happy with having been blamed as not creating a perp walk for James Comey the last time around, and is not going to make that mistake again this time. You mentioned audition, Alicia, and I couldn't agree more. I'm not an opinion person. I'm a flat-up reporter. But the people inside the administration who are still trying to keep the deck swabbed and not violate the law every other day, have told me that this particular pursuit, along with the arrest for FOIA obfuscation of a Fauci aide, plus the Department of Justice and Todd Blanche's backing of the grand ballroom on national security grounds, as the president wants, everything is part, in their view, of a hardcore overdrive audition, a desire by Todd Blanche to quickly ensure that he's no longer acting and that he doesn't make the mistake of irritating the audience of one in the way that Bondi did. Now, Bondi's failure, she tried to prosecute gobsmacking number of people for whom career prosecutors found little to zero evidence of crimes. No predication, no reason to go forward. But she didn't push as hard when prosecutors said no. She didn't replace them as quickly as Donald Trump would have liked, and she didn't force them to redo it as we're redoing it now with James Comey about an Instagram posting of some shells.
So let's talk about the Instagram posting of some shells because
Getting home goods.
Yes, or Pier 1. Throwback.
Yes. Folks, if I had hair, I'd be pulling it out right now because y'all being played for stupid yet again if you're buying any of this. That's why I'm going to make this point and I'm walking past this. I'm not going to talk about this anymore because this is dumb. This is the epitome of dumb. So let's understand what we're talking about when we're talking about this whole thing about, I had to look it up because to 86 someone is slang. Y'all know what slang is, right? For rejecting or ejecting or removing someone, a term commonly used, guess where? For those of you who've been in bars and restaurants who acted a little disorderly, you know where, right? So this is what he happened upon. Walking the beach, sees these seashells arranged this way, probably got a nice chuckle out of it with his wife, took a photo of it and posted it. Now, tell me, Todd Blanche and Kash Patel, where's the sinister act here? Where's the intent, the mens rea? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Attorney General. That is the mindset, the mind in your head thinking you want to do harm to the president. So help me, Michael, understand why I get the politics and all this stuff, how this thing is going to go forward. What attorney is going to stand in front of a judge and go, well, you know, Your Honor, you know, Mr. Comey had the intent to assassinate the president of the United States, had the intent to bring harm to him. And the judge is going to look at him and go, okay, show me where that is. And he's going to produce this picture.
Yeah.
Before you answer, can I play this for you? Because this is the attorney. Ellis Boyle on count 1. Take a listen.
Go ahead. Thanks, Simone.
Count 1, he knowingly and willfully made a threat to kill and to inflict bodily harm upon the President of the United States in violation of 18 U.S.C. 871A.
And can I also add to that real quick, since we're talking about 86, and y'all recall Matt Gaetz's post on X? Quote, we've now 86'd McCarthy, Ronna McDaniel, Senator McConnell, better days are ahead for the Republican Party. That he posted in response to McConnell stepping down as the Senate GOP leader. So I'm ready for this administration to go after Matt Gaetz for threatening the life of Kevin McCarthy, Ronna McDaniel, and Senator McConnell. That ish ain't happening.
Well,
we know that.
If you're waiting for the administration to do that, I would highly suggest you pack a lunch, especially given that when there were people who were willing to kill congressmen and senators and to supposedly hang the vice president for not following Donald Trump's wishes, they were rewarded with pardons and commutations. So let's not pretend that any of this is actually about protecting the lives of public servants, elected or not. This is about instilling fear in the president's opponents.